Lancia Stratos HF 1973–1975 Bertone. The project was led by Lancia Rally team manager Cesare Florio, British driver and engineer Mike Parks, and factory team driver Sandro Munari. The body was designed by Bertone's chief body designer Marcello Gandini. The first concept car based on Lancia Fulvia units called the Stratos Zero was first shown at the Turin Motor Show in 1970. This prototype was later used in the filming of Michael Jackson's 1988 film Moonwalker and the music video for Smooth Criminal. The Stratos Zero shocked the Lancia management, but the attention given to the prototype convinced them to keep going. Inspired by the tests of the Stratos, Florio Cesare arranged a meeting between Nuccio Bertone and Hugo Gabato, head of Lancia. After this meeting, Hugo Gabato opened the way for this project. In November 1971, Lancia introduced the Stratos HF prototype, chassis number 1240, in fluorescent red, featuring a crescent-shaped windshield for maximum forward visibility. In addition to Marcello Gandini, Giant Billet Allara, who had previously created such Lamborghini Miura and Lamborghini Espada, took part in the development. As a power unit, after testing several options, it was decided to mount the V6 engine from the Ferrari Dina 246 GT with a displacement of 2,418 cm transversely. This power unit has been tested by time, leading its pedigree since 1957. The engine was fitted with vertical Weber carburetors. The basis of the body was a central rigid monocoque section, to which a spatial subframe was attached at the back for installing the engine and suspension. The front suspension and rack and pinion steering were mounted directly on the monocoque. The front suspension used unequal length wishbones, coaxial telescopic shock absorbers with a spring and an adjustable anti-roll bar. At first, it was planned to install a similar design at the back, but the tightness in the engine compartment forced the use of a McPherson-type suspension. The body parts were made of fiberglass, the so-called integral plumage was used front and rear, quick detachable front and rear panels could be completely folded out like on many racing cars to facilitate access to components and assemblies. The radiator was located at the front, there was also a spare tire, and at the back there was room for a small trunk with a volume of 148 liters, the presence of which was determined by the FISA requirements for Group 4 cars. The final version of the Stratos was presented at Turin Motor Show 1972. Extensive testing of the Stratos was carried out by the manufacturer in several sporting events where prototypes were allowed, Group 5 during the 1972 and 1973 seasons. Production of the 400 cars required for Group 4 homologation started in 1973 and the Stratos became homologated for participation in the World Rally Championship from 1974, Protocol number 640 of October 1, 1974. The Ferrari Dino V6 engines ceased production in 1974, but 500 of the last engines were delivered to manufacturer Stratos. A total of 492 were made, making the Lancia Stratos HF a very rare car. The Stratos was offered at 8,469,000 lira, in April 1974. Issued copies remained unsold until 1978. Currently, a Stratos HF Stradale, road version, in good condition costs about €83,000, and racing versions are priced several times more.